We want to demonstrate to you the use of moringa powder in the kitchen, and to help us with that, we've brought Marni Wasserman. Marni, can you tell us a bit about yourself?
Of course. So I'm Marni Wasserman. I'm a culinary nutritionist, and I have a plant-based food studio in Toronto, Marni Wasserman's Food Studio and Lifestyle Shop, where I teach cooking classes and do workshops, inspire people to live better, eat better, all through plant-based foods. I also am the author to 2 books, Plant-Based Diet for Dummies and Fermenting for Dummies. And again, those are just really great resources to get people eating really well and really excited about the food they eat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So today we'll be demonstrating a smoothie by our Natural Calm spokesperson, Satara Hewitt. We'll just be adapting it, and Marni will show you how, because we love to get creative in the kitchen. We chose the chocolate peanut butter cup smoothie, and Marni will show you how it's done.
So we are going to be adapting this smoothie recipe today, just moderately. We're using a cashew macadamia nut butter instead of the peanut butter, which I find a little bit more nutritious. We're also using coconut milk, just a pure whole clean coconut milk that makes the smoothie really creamy and really nice, as well as a banana and some raw cacao paste or powder or cacao nibs, whatever you have access to. And of course, moringa. So what's so nice about using the powdered moringa in the smoothie is that it's a concentrated superfood that will get blended up, and it's a really great way to get so many nutrients all at once. So if you don't have access to green leafy vegetables or different produce, you can put in a big heaping tablespoon of moringa, or teaspoon, however much you want to put in, and blend it up, and you've got a wonderful smoothie. So I'm going to go ahead and make the smoothie. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Great. So I'll put the liquid in first. It's always good to put a liquid in the blender first. And from there, I'm going to just break this banana in half and toss that in. I find using a frozen banana as opposed to a fresh banana allows the smoothie to get really nice and creamy, and it tastes that much better. Throw some cacao in there, and I'm gonna grab a nice heaping tablespoon of this butter, which if you haven't ever added nut butter to your smoothie before, I would definitely take advantage of it. It is like the best milkshake you'll ever have. And then some of the moringa powder. And if you're just starting out, maybe you want to start with less and then work your way up, again, depending on what color you want your smoothie or how much nutrition you want power packed into it, and just play with it. So from here, I'm going to blend it up. How about, Linda, I have you give this a blend over there.
Sounds good. I can hardly wait to try it.
Make sure the lid's always on very tight with your blender. You don't want any explosions.
And I'm going to start it on low, just to get it going. And after it's been blending up a little bit, I'm just going to turn it up. And then we put it on high. That's good enough? Yeah? I can hardly wait to try that.
So I can see that it's nice and creamy and frothy and thick, the way we want a smoothie to be. That looks amazing.
It looks like cookies and cream.
It looks like cookies and cream, the best, healthiest version of cookies and cream. You want to give that a try?
Okay. Yeah, totally creamy, perfect, delicious. It tastes like a milkshake.
And what's nice is that it's being sweetened from the banana, so there's no added sweetener added into the smoothie either. So the banana's making it sweet, it's got antioxidants, and it's got all kinds of nutrients and protein from the moringa and from the nut butter, as well as iron as well. It's just loaded and power-packed.
Yeah, it's a really good smoothie to make when you're at the end of your grocery cycle. So you have no more greens left in the house. Just pull out your moringa, 1 teaspoon, and it's as good as several handfuls of fresh greens.
Absolutely.
So now that we have Marni in the kitchen, I just love to ask, like, how are you using raw superfood powders in the kitchen? Aside from smoothies, what are your favorite ways?
I love using superfood powders because they're just such an easy way to incorporate, whether it's just in liquid to make like a nice elixir. So I often in the morning, just to get my day started, I'll put all kinds of different powders and extracts into just water, just to rehydrate in the morning. So that's just something simple and easy that people can do, just a way to get some of these superfoods in. And then if you want to take it to the kitchen and do something a little bit more gourmet, of course a smoothie as we just made is very simple, but you could add it into things like salad dressings or even maybe some raw sauces so you don't cook it too much. You could even sprinkle it on top of food too as a garnish. Yeah. So I do that with all kinds of superfoods, and moringa as well just kind of falls into that category, and it also can add color on top of the meal as well. So depending on what it is, so if you just wanted to use it as the accent at the end of a meal, it can do that. So that's what's so great about these extracts is even using them sparingly, you can get a lot of nutrition and a lot of bioavailability from them as well too.
That's excellent, excellent. Yeah, we were thinking of including it maybe in like a raw brownie recipe. You know, there's so many like, well, not always entirely raw, but there are the black bean brownies that are baked at a really low temperature, and they're the like raw cacao fudges. Can you see using moringa in something like that?
Absolutely, and especially, yeah, whether it's baked or not, so even using things like dates and figs and cacao butter and some nut butters that get mixed together, really easy to incorporate that in. It'll just get massed in there so you won't even notice the color, and it just kind of gets blended into the brownie. So for sure it could be a brownie, could be little cookies you can make. Yeah. It could be little energy balls with goji berries and coconut and dates and cacao, and roll that in there. You could even roll the energy balls into the powder at the end too if you wanted to have like a little, you know, a pretty little truffle. So there's so many different ways. So raw desserts would be an excellent way to incorporate moringa.
And in Africa, I just wanted to mention, in Africa, even though the foods are often cooked, we encourage the people there to actually dry their moringa and then incorporate it in with their ugali, for example, which is cornmeal, very low nutrient, and putting the moringa powder in with the ugali really helps to boost the nutrient level, and it really doesn't take away from the flavor, it actually adds to it. So these are some of the things that we're doing in Africa with the moringa that we grow there.
That's amazing. And yeah, so bringing that to North America, doing things like in your morning porridge or in a chia seed breakfast, so same kind of thing. Yeah. So absolutely, that's a great way to incorporate it.
My husband Dale often pours his green smoothie with the moringa into his oatmeal and drinks it that way.
That's a great way to do it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So many uses for sure.
Now, I took a raw food cooking class once with Marni, and I remember that she made a raw soup in the blender. I can't remember what it was, but I feel that moringa would be a great addition to savory raw cold soup.
Absolutely. Yeah. So what was in it was some coconut milk, cucumber, avocado, some lemon juice, as well as I think I had some scallions in there too, and a little bit of sea salt. And you can add in things like cayenne or a little bit of spice in there, and then throw in the moringa, and that would just take the green up a little bit more, combined with maybe some spinach if you wanted like a nice beautiful emerald green. Yeah. Perfect recipe.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Marni.
You're so welcome. My pleasure.